to be able to walk, to be able to digest food, to be able to sleep, to be able to not have hot flashes. I mean, there's no amount of money for that, for someone literally giving you your life back.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Manuel, and I'm the co-host of Transform Table Talk Live alongside Dr. Maggie Yu. Today, we have an interview for you with Roz. And I just love Roz because she is the epitome of somebody who wasn't going to give up. She went from doctor to doctor trying to get answers to her health issues and never was able to get all of the pieces put together by these practitioners to help her feel well. What was she dealing with? Well, crushing fatigue. So tired that after work, she would just crash immediately upon coming home. Eating, that was another challenge for her. Reliant upon laxatives, feeling completely bloated after eating a small amount of food. The constipation was intense, and she was having to really plan out how was she going to be able to go to the bathroom from time to time, and it was impacting her daily activities. Sleep was a major issue for her. Insomnia plagued her, in addition to joint pain, and dry eyes were becoming a big problem for her. How was she able to resolve all of these issues? Well, she met Dr. Maggie after stalking, by the way, for a long time. And the things that she learned through the Transform program have completely changed her life. Let's hear from her to find out how. Hi, Roz. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Roz, and I'm from Dallas, Texas, and would like to get back to making jewelry. I love traveling, and I love helping people consult on fashion.
Okay, so jewelry and fashion, we would be fast friends. What kind of jewelry do you like to make?
And I just was like a beginner, so I just started making some loops and things like that. But with a little bit of joint pain, and then with my dry eyes, I had to stop.
So some health challenges getting in the way of you enjoying your hobbies and doing the things that you like to do. You came into this program with a diagnosis of Hashimoto's. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. So talk to me about the struggle that you were dealing with and some of the symptoms you were dealing with.
Just being fatigued, dealing with the dry eyes, not wanting to eat a lot. I always constantly felt full. Never felt like my food was digesting. When I would drink water, I would just get extremely full. Anything to drink, anything to eat. And so I would half eat. Really didn't like to eat a lot. So it was like if I didn't eat till 2 or 3 o'clock, I was like, well, that means I only have to deal with it for a couple more hours till it's time to go to bed, and then I'm good. That's
Wow.
where I kind of was living. And so,
And then
of
you had
course,
no energy.
no energy. And then, you know, just barely would eat enough just to get supplements. And of course, not nutritional at all. I couldn't eat anything raw. Raw vegetables and stuff like that would always send me somewhere stomach wise, just with the cramping, bloating, constipation all the time. Seemed like I should own stock in Senecott, but
Accidents, right?
yes. And it was embarrassing because you don't know when you're going to go and when you need to go. And it's like you're trying to plan my day of, okay, where can I go? What can I do? Or am I always close to a bathroom or not? Because I just don't know. And especially at work, it was not the way I wanted to keep living and feeling on a daily basis.
Hi, I'm Maggie UMD, and I'm a functional and holistic medicine physician and the creator of the Transform and Transform protocol. If you're interested in learning what are the root causes of all chronic disease, go ahead and click the link in the description where I have a power-packed 30-minute training that goes over what are the 5 pillars of Transform. Go ahead, click the link, and I'll see you in that training.
And what kind of help were you getting from conventional medicine doctors?
I sought out functional medicine doctors, great doctors, but if you found one that could help you with hormones, you couldn't find one to help you with the gut. It's like we could never put the total body together. But that's where Dr. Maggie comes in. For a long time before I ever joined the program, I would watch her videos because I was searching. I was always searching, trying to find a doctor. And then I didn't quite understand the whole doing it online and all that. I'm like, no, I need somebody I can go and see and sit down and talk with. But I always kept just watching and listening to some of the reviews and the results other people was getting.
For
And
how
so I
long?
said,
How long? We call it the stalker. I was a stalker too of the videos
yeah, I
for
was a stalker for years. For a
years.
couple of years, I was a stalker. And then I was like, well, I didn't know if that would work for me. I literally didn't, because I didn't quite understand, like I said, doing it from home. And I'm
Mhm.
like, she's not touching you. She's not seeing you. She's not. I'm like, how is this going to work? So I was a little skeptical about that piece of it. But in the same token, I'm like, I'm going to see people that are touching me and seeing me, and they're not doing anything because they
You're
don't
not getting the
know.
results. Right.
No,
And
no.
now looking back, you get so much more time working with
Mhm.
Maggie than probably most of your practitioners over the years combined, truly, because you get hours each week to work with her, to work with your pod, to work
Yes.
with a functional nutritionist. It's a different experience.
It is. It is. And the one thing that meant the most to me, it made me feel like I wasn't alone going through sickness and disease and feeling like I was feeling and having to, make those adjustments and feeling the embarrassment. So yeah, I'm so grateful for her and the program and the support that words can express how much that means to me.
Of course, though, Dr. Maggie seems to have an answer to everything.
Yes, he
She knows
does.
it all. She really does.
She does.
And yeah, to have that personalized support. And it's like you said, it's interesting to hear that one of your big reservations was this is an online program. How is this going to work? But then you
Mhm.
come to find out this is so personalized for you. These
Yeah.
are your results. This is a data that is, they're making decisions based on your data, your blood work, your symptoms. And did it make all the difference for you?
Yes, because I feel more empowered to not just sit there and listen to what someone's telling me about my health and kind of brush me off.
Hmm.
When I would ask a question, I get to understand and get a clear understanding of the why.
Ah,
And I know sometimes people say, don't worry about the why. But when it comes to your health, you need to understand the underlying challenges and the root cause of why you're there and how you can get from there. So the whole total program, especially the mindset work, that has been a tremendous growth period for me.
do you want to share anything that you think was especially impactful that you worked through from a mindset perspective?
One of the things that was really, really tough for me, and I always thought, if I cry, I'm sorry.
I
I
understand.
always wanted to be a mom, and I thought I would always have a child. And going through having fibroids and going through having estrogen dominance and going to doctors that told me there was no such thing as
Mm,
estrogen dominance. And I kept growing, and cycles were so heavy. And it was
painful.
embarrassing and painful. I was changing a pad every 2 hours
Oh
on
gosh.
clockwork. Almost had to have a blood transfusion. And so then I finally found a doctor, and we go ahead and we proceed with surgery. And I go have a surgery. And the day that I was supposed to be released to go back to work, I'm thinking, oh, I've had my surgery. I'm good. My uterus started contracting. I was
Mm.
asleep and I woke up and my uterus started contracting. And we had to call 911, rush me to emergency. And they tell me, oh, you still have fibroids. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
You're like,
I've just been caught on.
how can this be? I just had the surgery and here you are. Sounds like about to pass out.
Yes. I was like, that can't be. And so went to go see the doctor and she said, yes, I didn't get them all. I said,
Oh,
what do you mean you didn't get them all? She said, wasn't able, I didn't get them all. She never said that after I finished the surgery. But come to find out, I had a fibroid that was dying off. And that was what the pain was so severe. So she flat out told me, she said, if I open you back up, I'm going to do a complete hysterectomy. And I said, I came to this earth with my uterus, and I'm going to leave with my uterus.
I'd like to take it
So
with
I had to dig deep and fight to really keep my uterus. There's so many doctors that will just perform that procedure just because it's a quick solution. But is that the solution for you? But I was still holding on to the hope of having a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she referred me to another doctor. I went to her, and it was the first thing I asked her. I said, "Am I a candidate for a hysterectomy?" And she said, "No, you're not." She
Wow.
said, "It's not matter how many fibroids you have." She said, "I can take care of that. I can get rid of them." She said, "I've removed as many as 20 something fibroids from a patient." And I was like, "Oh God, thanks
Finally.
for that." Finally.
And it
However,
just goes to show you, it just goes to show you the importance of working with a certain doctor, right? And unfortunately, some doctors, for whatever reason, lead you down the wrong path. And it's really hard to find a practitioner who cares about you, the total package, and what do you want and how to make your life the best it can be. So I'm thankful that you found Dr. Maggie, because it sounds like even though you did find the second doctor who was more helpful, your hormone problems continued.
yes, it did. So, because not knowing when you have a myomectomy that they could come back, no one told me that. I thought it was just, oh, just let me decrease and minimize the amount of blood loss that I was having. And so left there and went on and went and found another functional medicine doctor. And she was great with helping me with the hormones. But I was like, when it came to my gut, she would give me just paperwork. Why don't you try the paleo diet? Why don't you try the SIBO diet? I'm like, well, what are all these diets and what are they? And how
And
are
I
they going to help me? And I've done cleanses before. I've done a candida cleanse before, but I'm like, this stuff keeps coming back. So what do I do? I was like, okay, we got the hormones kind of together, but I can't get the stomach. So then I went and found another doctor.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm thinking, okay, now we can get the total situation. Well, hormones started spiraling out of control.
This is frustrating. It sounds like you kept jumping
Very.
from doctor to doctor to doctor. Why was the Transform program and Dr. Maggie you going to be different from everybody else? But it sounds like you decided to take that leap of faith anyway.
I
And
did because I saw the results. I would see and watch videos of people with
just like this.
results. Yes. And like I said, my mom has lupus, and I have an aunt that has lupus, and I'm like, I'm not going down that path. I said, there's got to be someone out there that knows total health, mind, body, soul, all of it, and that can help you get it together.
Okay, so let's talk about the results then. You mentioned digestion. How awful would you say digestion was for you on a scale of 1 to 10 prior to the
10
program?
plus.
10 plus, 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 plus.
10 plus.
Are you now able to eat food without feeling that dread, without feeling
Oh,
bloated?
yes.
Okay, so the problem of digestion now on a scale of 1 to 10 has decreased drastically.
Yes, yes, yes.
What was the game changer here for you? What made the difference?
Digest it.
So the supplement Digested, taking that
Yes.
prior to every meal has really allowed you to do what it says, digest your food, digest it.
Yes.
So let me ask you, how quickly did it turn around once you got that on board?
Within 3 days.
3 days?
Within 3 days. And my sister asked me, we just ate. She said, and you're not complaining. She said, so your stomach doesn't hurt? I said,
When the
She
people
said,
around
your stomach does not hurt. I said,
you, that's amazing. And so you're able to also put the laxatives back in the cabinet.
Yeah, that was exciting. I know that is kind of embarrassing, but to be
No.
able to go to the bathroom without a laxative, that's been nice.
We have so many wins and so much excitement that we talk in the program, all surrounding bowel movements, that nothing is off limits. You were mentioning earlier too, you were hardly able to drink the appropriate amount of water prior to this program. And so you were chronically dehydrated.
Yes, which caused my dry eyes, which I didn't know that. I didn't
So
know what caused dry eyes. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, let's do it again. Dry eyes were a constant problem for you?
That was a 10. Waking up in the middle of the night and your eyes, you're just in pain where you feel like literally your eyes are rolling in the back of your head. I'm like, what is wrong?
Right.
But understanding not only was the hydration was a thing, but the amount of omegas, because I was taking omegas, but not enough. And what Dr. Maggie is saying, you need to take at least 3 a day. And I was like, okay, 3 a day, get the water down. Now I can get the water down because of digested. I'm like, oh yes, we rocking and rolling now.
Okay, so then let's hear about it. How are your eyes doing now? Do they feel dry?
No, they don't. They
And
don't.
this was a problem that you had been struggling with for years?
Not for years. I just started struggling with this maybe about a year ago.
Okay.
I just all of a sudden started getting really, really dry eyes. And so I always would use some type of drops at night just to so I could sleep through the night. But then I noticed it just kept getting worse and worse. And I was like, what is going on? How did I get this? And then I went to the eye doctor and he didn't give me anything for dry eyes. He just told me to go get some more drops. So I'm like, do you understand how bad this is hurting me?
Band-aids.
I think
These
you
are
do.
just, this is a band-aid. This isn't addressing the actual problem. The dry eyes solved something you probably weren't even expecting to be fixed during
Mm-mm.
this process, but yet you got it anyway. Thrilled to
Yes.
hear that. And then I know you had mentioned to me that sleep was a big issue. What was
Yes.
going on with your sleep?
I wasn't sleeping at night. Every night I would wake up, at 2 or 3 o'clock. I wouldn't go back to sleep or sleep wouldn't come back down on me until like 5. Well, the alarm was going off at 6. So it was what I literally was doing was almost staying up all day on a day. And then I would crash in
Mhm.
about 2 days because I hadn't had the sleep. And I was just like, I feel like I'm a zombie and I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting everything done for work and what I need to do. And I'm like, this is not working for me.
Mm-mm.
And so then I started taking golden balance, and boy, is it golden.
It was the golden answer for you.
Yes, yes. I was
Tell
like,
everybody what golden balance is and how you use it.
golden balance, you take 1 scoop at night. Oh, and it's so yummy. It helps with that blood sugar stabilization as well. And so when I tried it, and I was like, slept through the night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't wake up.
Like
And when
like
I
the first time
remembered,
you tried it?
yes, I didn't wake up. And I was like, what is in this stuff? So I went back and literally looked at the bottle and I'm like, oh, this stuff is really golden.
Golden balance turned around your insomnia immediately.
Hmm.
Another problem solved. So I don't know. Looking back on your journey now, I'm curious to hear your overall thoughts on, is this life changing for you?
This is very life changing. I never knew I would get results and solutions and support this quick, this fast, and it has changed my whole entire life. And I'm sharing it